So you're thinking about studying in Canada, which is amazing. But let's be real, the process can be quite overwhelming.
Want to make studying in Canada stress-free? Let me show you how to register on AmyBuddy in just a few clicks. First, head over to amybuddy.com. This is your all-in-one study abroad assistant. Next, click on the register button at the top right corner. Click on student registration, as that's the example for the day. Click on get started. Provide your first name, last name, email address, and password. Please ensure your password follows the provided guidelines below. Now click on create account. Once you do this, please read carefully the terms and conditions and then accept the terms. After accepting the terms and creating the account, you would get 2 emails to your email inbox. The first one will be a welcome to AmyBuddy email, and the second one will contain an activation link to activate the account you have just created. Click on the activate my account button in the email to activate your account, and then you can sign in to proceed with the next steps.
All right. Hi everyone, my name is Belumi and I'm with Afriex. As you all know, Naija Market Day Tour is around the corner, starting from the 31st of May at Brampton. And just like last year, Afriex has partnered with Naija Market Day to make things even more exciting. So, if your city is among the cities Naija Market Day will take place, you need to listen to this. Afriex is giving every single attendee a $30 voucher to shop at the event. And all you need to do is download the Afriex app and use NMD as your referral code while registering. Do your KYC and perform your first transaction. Then you will receive an email containing your $30 voucher, which you can redeem on the day of the event with any vendor selling anything. Now, if you are a vendor registered to sell on that day, make sure you also download the Afriex app and register using the referral code NMD as well. Because at the end of the day, the representatives of Afriex will collect the paper vouchers from you and deposit the value into your Afriex wallet. And guess what? You can withdraw into your Canadian bank account instantly. No delays, no wahala, just fast payments. So, whether you're coming to buy, to sell, or just vibe, don't miss out on this. Naija Market Day is happening in Brampton, Ontario on the 31st of May, in Edmonton on June 21st, in Calgary, June 28th, Winnipeg, July 5th, Brandon, July 19th, Hamilton, July 26th, and Regina, August 2nd. Now, vendors, get ready. The customers are coming and they've got $30 in their pocket with your name on it. Remember, Afriex has the best rates and it's as fast like the speed of light. See you there.
My people, happy Easter, oh, happy Easter. Afriex, they make this star big for you. If you're watching this video, this is Choco Millionaire. Guess where I am? Ebano Supermarket. Ebano and Afriex, we're cooking something big for you this Easter. Not only Easter, even beyond Easter, Afriex and Ebano will hook you up. Let's go inside and check it out. So guess what? Anytime you come to Ebano and you see this sign here telling you $35 for groceries, it's real low. How do you get it? Download the Afriex app, and when you enter the promo code, all you need to do is to enter Ebano. Enter Ebano as the promo code. When you make your first transaction, my brother, boom, this thing is going to hit your account. And when it hits your wallet, guess what? You can use the $35 to shop inside Ebano. Yes, $35 to do groceries at Ebano. Go around and pick your meat and pick your banku, pick your murmur, whatever you want. Just go. Don't forget, share your referral link with your friends as well and let them enjoy the love from Afriex.
My people for Ontario, hey, so you don't hear say Naija Market Day go land the for Brampton this May. Walai, hey, you know come experience Naija Market for the realest formal as you go the bend down select for hot sun. Unkwobi Apami plus hot abala January Shirishi. I gonna call you from another corner. Alaba Yoruba boys go, hey, they go full ground for you with better electronics and clothes wey no dey tear for you and your pikins dem. Make una come shop ogbonge product for wholesale like say you dey for Ejigbo, Wuse, Isaleko, Alaba, Yaba, Aba, Sabongeri or Utako sef. Yes so African clothes, food items plus other digital items wey you need, come buy am from the best wholesale vendors there for inside Canada. Discounts and plenty giveaways go boku japurata. MC Morris and DJ Mystic said don ready to carry you driver. Date na Saturday, May 31st, 2025 for inside Chinkosi Park from 11 o'clock for morning go reach 8 o'clock or 1 p.m. for evening. Bouncing castles and play activities for pickings and go for grano. So therefore carry all your family join body. No come forget to tell your neighbor, friends and even enemies said. After all, that's it. Not before one person on Jerry. If you want sell or market your services for the Niger Market Day, I bet make you call 431-374-5605 or 647-867-3695 to book your space. Follow Niger Market Day on social media for more details or enter www.nigermarketday.com. The Niger Market Day live for Brampton. Don't go miss this one.
Hello, friends. Welcome to Choco Millionaire. It is a beautiful Wednesday here. Yesterday, I did promise you I will be coming your way with a live interview. Today, I have a lady who will be sharing her story of how she migrated or relocated from Europe to Canada. I also have my usual corporate here with me, Dr. Harrison. He will also be chiming in and out. If today is your first time watching, you are welcome to this live edition. In fact, all week I will be bringing you live videos just like this around 12 p.m. Eastern time. Expect that I will be here with a live broadcast just like you're watching now. So make a date with me tomorrow, Thursday, and also Friday for the next videos or live streams that will be coming your way. Don't forget to also hit the like button and subscribe for more updates like this one. All right, Doc, welcome to Choco Millionaire one more time.
Thank you so much.
Great.
Nice.
It's been raining here in Ontario all day. How about your end?
Well, the weather is great. I could say for now. But yeah, I think the weather is good this week. Yes.
Great. And then we have our sister who is also on the screen here. Hello, my sister. How are you?
Good morning, good afternoon, wherever you're watching us from. I'm good. How are you?
I'm also fine. Thank you for asking. So I am in Ontario. Where is the location, my sister?
I'm in Ontario. Canada.
Wow, I'm in Niagara. Which region are you at? Where are you? Are you in Toronto? Where are you at?
I'm in Mississauga.
Mississauga. You're close to the airport there, right?
Yes.
Good. You have an interesting story, how you relocated from the UK to Canada.
Yes.
Before we go into the details of all of that, let's get to know you a little bit. I know your name says you are Z. Where are you from? What country are you from, Z?
Okay, so I'm from Nigeria, from Ondo State, Nigeria. I graduated from Federal University of Technology in Akure. That was in 2016. So after my service in 2017, I started working for a consulting firm in Lagos. Then after I worked for a while, I moved to Turkey for my master's. And I was still working remotely while doing that. So I think that's it. That's
okay.
it.
Okay. So you are from Ondo State, correct?
Yes.
And then you graduated with a degree in 2016, correct?
2016, yes, correct.
2016, and you said your degree was in
Agric and Resource Economics.
Agric and Resource Economics, and then you worked with you did your national youth service first?
In Abuja.
In Abuja, okay.
Yes.
And then from there, you worked with a company as a
in Lagos. Yeah.
Right.
In Lagos, yes.
Okay. And then you moved from there to Turkey at some point?
Yeah, Istanbul.
Okay.
I wanted to further. So I went, I did my MBA in Altenbach University. So, and I finished in 2021.
Okay. So what year did you go to Turkey? What year was that?
That was in 2020.
2020. So 2020, you moved to Turkey to do your MBA. How long was the MBA? Was it a 1-year program?
Yeah, it was a 1 year, I think 1 year, 5 months. Because I moved to Turkey in March and I graduated July 2021.
Okay. All right. All right. Why Turkey? I'm just curious because you could have done your MBA probably in Nigeria or maybe even in Ghana. Where it could have been a bit cheaper, maybe.
Yeah, I know.
Why Turkey?
So, my spouse, he was studying in Cyprus, so I needed to be close to him. So, Turkey was the best option for me. So, I moved there.
Okay, so your spouse was studying in Cyprus, and you felt that Turkey would get you more closer.
Yes.
So you'd be shoveling and then just shuttling around and seeing each other.
Exactly.
And at this very moment, when she said her spouse, I can see all the single guys who are hoping she would be. Some of them are beginning to leave the broadcast now. We've seen all of it. All right, so you did your MBA in Turkey. And how long were you in Turkey for?
I was in Turkey for 2 years and 5 months. I moved to the UK September 2022.
September 2022. So 2020 you were in Turkey. 2022 you moved from Turkey to the UK. Any reason why you moved?
I don't know. I wanted to change the environment. Just to try new country and explore.
Okay. You like exploring, huh?
It's good now.
Okay. When are you visiting Ghana?
Ghana? No, please. Not anytime soon. Not anytime soon.
Don't start another jollof. If you say bad thing about Ghana, Ghanaians will come for you.
Oh, God.
All right. In the UK as well. So you wanted to explore. That's why you.
Then I actually went on a study visa too. I wanted to further. I did my MSc in international business with data analytics. So I went on a study visa. Yes.
You like to wear well, oh?
I've been now. It's good.
It's good. It's good. So you went to do another master's MSc in the UK.
Yes.
Okay. And did you go on scholarship? Did you have to pay your fees? Did you get a partial scholarship?
No, I didn't go on scholarship. I had to pay my full fees myself.
How easy is that one? You made a lot of money in Turkey, or you were melting from Nigeria to.
I had support. So,
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Good. And in the UK as well. How long were you in the UK for?
I was in the UK for 2 years and 7 months because I moved to Canada, I think early this month. So, yeah, 2 years, 7 months, I think. Yes.
Wow. That's your travel day long, from Nigeria to Turkey to UK to Canada. This one is it. All right. So we'll find out when you are going to be going back to Nigeria at some point. Who knows? The World Cup is coming up, so stay and enjoy the World Cup for now in Canada and US. All right. And then you finish your studies in the UK. Did you have plans towards your end? Maybe at some point did you think of going back or moving back to other countries or
Yeah. So the thing is, before I moved to the UK, Canada was in the plan, but I think they were not doing any draws then. So I reached out to Mr. Harrison then. So it was even like, why am I going to the UK? I have my master's already. I can write the high LTS, get into the pool and all of that. But I already had my study visa. So I said, okay, you know what? You can still do this process and just start this process. And if it comes through, fine. So that's how we started. I wrote my high LTS in Istanbul. That was before moving to the UK. And I evaluated my master's with Wes. So I was in the pool, I was in the pool then before, so I now moved to the UK. But I think they weren't doing any draws, or probably it was the draws they were doing. It was high, I think over 500. And I was like, are you sure this thing is still going to work out? How am I going to get to this CRS score without Canadian experience, Canadian education, no sibling, nothing? It was just encouraging that we should just leave it, that anything can happen. So, I said, okay. So I think in December 2023, that was when everything changed.
Okay.
Yeah.
Everything changed for the good or for the bad?
Yeah, it changed for the good. I got an expression of interest from Ontario.
Oh,
that they would like to nominate me. And
nominate you for waiting. For those who are not familiar.
okay, so
we're getting you the meaning of some of the terms she's using, so you understand.
so sorry.
So December 2023, you got an invitation.
Yeah, so I work in tech. So there was a tech draw. They did a tech draw, and my score was within the range, and I got a notification of interest.
Okay, you got a notification of interest, and
Yeah, that they were
from Ontario.
Yes, from Ontario,
the province of Ontario,
So,
okay, in Canada. Okay,
yeah.
they say they like you well. They want you to move to Ontario.
Exactly.
This Ontario way choke. They still wanted you to come here and act it. Okay.
Abi?
Okay. So did you accept it?
Yes, I did. Initially, I didn't want to. Because I was like, I'm already in the UK because I don't want to go to Canada again. But all thanks to Dr. Harrison, it was like he made me to like understand the kind of benefits I stand to gain by being a permanent resident of Canada. So I just told him that okay, we should go ahead. So I gathered all the necessary documents and we submitted.
Wow. How much of a bad influence was Dr. Harrison? Because you love your UK. UK where the weather good. Dr. Harrison said you should leave and consider Canada. Canada where they cold.
It is cold, but at least a lot of benefits that comes with being a permanent resident.
Okay. Okay. All right. So you got that invitation in December 2023, and then upon deliberation with Dr. Harrison, you decided to accept it. And what next? So for those who
submitted an application in January.
You submitted your application in January.
Yes, in January.
So in December, Ontario held a draw for those in the tech industry or those with professions in tech, which is basically IT related space, right? And
yes.
Her background, she said her background is in that area, which is basically like she has the work experience in that area. So while living in the UK, she decided to not accept it. But upon talking to Dr. Harrison, she decided to accept it. Remember, she's never studied in Canada. She's never even been proud to that. Have you been to Canada before?
No.
So you've never had a Canadian visa, never studied in Canada, never worked in Canada. But then you applied for the opportunity to move to Canada as a permanent resident. Okay. All right. So you accepted it. And then in January, what happened in January?
We submitted the application.
January 2020.
To the Ontario government.
Okay.
So I got nominated in, was it July? Yeah, in July. But prior to that, I got like an additional document request. They needed more documents, and I gave them to him. He submitted, and I got my nomination in July. An additional 600 points to my CRS score.
So by the time you were done, what point did you have when they gave you the extra 600?
1,075.
1,075. So that means that prior to the nomination from Ontario, before you got the nomination, your point was around 475, correct?
Exactly.
475. But before you had that invitation in December 2023, previous draws were around 500. And you were
500. I think the lowest was 491 or something.
And you were nowhere near that. So you
nowhere.
And then they dropped the points down for tech draw, and then you came in.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So there are different occupations in tech. Your profession, where would you put it in terms of your role or what your background is and stuff like that?
Business analyst. Business intelligence analyst.
Business
intelligence analyst.
Business analyst. Business intelligence analyst. So BIA. All right. Okay. And you got an invitation, you got a nomination, extra 600 points. That means you could come with your family.
Yes.
Okay. So at that point, what happened? So it took you another 6 months or 7 months to get a nomination certificate, right? Because you submitted.
Yeah, it took me 6 months. Yes. Yeah.
But you had to wait for 6 months to get a nomination confirmed by Ontario.
Yes.
Then basically with that, once you have that certificate from Ontario, you are ready to apply for the PR yourself.
Yeah, I was just waiting for the ITA, the invitation to apply.
Yeah.
So I think I got that a week after the nomination.
The nomination, okay.
So I gathered the required documents. You have to get the police reports and some other documents. So I gathered everything and we submitted on the 10th of August.
Talking about police report, you've lived in Nigeria and then you lived in 2 other countries. Was it difficult to get a police report from Nigeria, from Turkey, from the UK?
It's not really difficult. Turkey, there was this app. I had the app on my phone where I think it's called eDevlet. If you lived in Turkey, you would know what it is. It's called eDevlet. So once you log in, you can request for a police report using the app. It will be sent to your email. So that one was not difficult. Then the UK zone too, it wasn't difficult. I think I got it under a week. Nigeria's police report, it wasn't difficult. So I think we got it under 3 days.
So, yeah. Okay. And what was the most difficult part of the document gathering or the whole process? What was the most difficult part of it?
I think everything most difficult. Okay, I think that was my spouse police report from Nigeria. I think he had issues with his BVN and NIN. So that took like 3 weeks. I think it was 3 weeks, yes, before we could get that.
Okay.
What else? I think that's just it. And then the proof of funds, it was a gift deed. My husband gifted me.
Okay.
So yes. So that wasn't difficult. What else?
So
I think that's it.
For those who don't understand what she said, let me just explain a bit. You can let me know if I'm wrong. So proof of funds simply means your ability to prove that you have money that will be enough for you to settle in Canada as a permanent resident, at least for the first few months, 6 months, right? So you have to show some proof of funds. And for you, based on your family size, what was the proof of funds that you needed?
I needed, I think, 23,483 Canadian dollars. I did a rough estimate of $24,000.
Okay.
So and that was like around that, like going to, I don't know. My proof of funds was in Nigerian currency. It was in Naira.
Okay.
So I used my bank in Nigeria for that.
Okay, all right. And your husband prepared a gift deed.
Yes, a gift
Was
deed.
gifting you. What an amazing husband there. Big ups to you if you're watching this.
Yeah.
All right. So family size coming as a permanent resident. What's the family size here?
Me, my husband, and my son. Just 3. Yes.
We should be good. Okay, so we had a bit of a connection issue there. I think we're back now. You can hear me good?
Yes.
All right, beautiful. So your family, you are here in Canada now. Are you here with your family? Are you here with your spouse? Are you here with your son? Or just...
Yeah, actually, I'm here with my son. So my husband is an unaccompanied spouse, meaning he didn't accompany me to Canada because he has a business in the UK. So moving to Canada at this point is not feasible. So we had to make him an unaccompanied spouse.
Okay.
He's going to join me later. Yes.
Don't you think the weather is also one of the reasons? Because Canada's weather is rough, bipolar. You can change it. Yeah, maybe the weather is also scaring him. He doesn't want to come and catch cold.
Get used to it.
All right. So in due time, your husband will come and join you. And when did you land in Canada as a permanent resident?
I came in on the 4th of May.
This year or last year?
This year.
Okay.
This year, yes. I'm just 2 weeks and a few days old.
Oh, okay. Welcome. And you are in Mississauga?
Yes.
All right. So far, how do you like it? Is it comparing it to UK or Turkey? So far, how is it?
Yeah, I like it. It's peaceful. I love the big roads, the big houses. That's something that we didn't have in the UK. UK is known for their tiny roads, tiny cars. I love it. It's different. So I'm happy to be here.
Okay, but I'm guessing you miss all the trains and your trams.
Yes.
In the UK,
oh my God.
right? The UK is smaller, but
system in Canada is no. This year you need a car to survive.
You need a car to survive. That's true. Especially if you live outside of the GTA or if you live outside of Toronto, you need to have a car to make yourself move around. Otherwise, the roads are wider compared to the UK. That's what you're seeing?
Yes.
The houses are much bigger?
you necessarily don't even need to own a car. You can do a whole lot of things using the public transport. We have the trains, the buses, the trams, so many means of transportation.
Okay. All right. All right. Too early for you to experience seasonal depression in Canada. We need to give you 1 whole year. And we'll come back and ask you whether you think Canada is more depressing compared to the UK or UK is better. But I'm guessing UK will be much better because you have a lot more.
Yes.
I mean, people from all over in Europe coming in, so depression level might be lower in the UK compared to Canada, or because it's not depression.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. Now you've been here for what, about a month? A few days ago, you came to Canada. Are you on for a job search, or you are still working with your companies that you're working with? Like what's?
Yeah. So when I came in, I reached out to Dr. Harris. I told him that I would like to go back to school, just to bridge that knowledge gap.
Another one again.
Oh my God, you can't blame me now. So, and he introduced me to some people. He gave me some contact people to help me, with settling in, getting a school. And I even got the grants from the government.
Already?
Yes.
Oh.
So
I see. Canada government, come and give me some of the grant. Too. I've been here for long. Come and give me grant. You just give grant to this money.
Just send me your Interac. Send me your Interac.
I'll send you my Interac. Wire some money to me. All right.
Yeah. So they helped me with my admission and everything. So I'm currently in school.
Oh, but you just came a few days ago. Did you start this past
I started yesterday.
Wait, did you start this when you were in the UK, or
No,
you started
when I got into this country?
Oh. You came May 4th. You've already applied for school, got a grant, and you are starting already. You've started already.
Yes, I started yesterday.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Wow. And what are you studying? Is it another master's or a professional certificate to get you in the system? What?
Yeah, another master's. Just another master's. Yeah.
Wow. 3 masters.
It's just like
Don't worry. The next one is going to be in Ghana. I'll talk to the Ghana government. They'll give you a scholarship.
No. I have no business with Ghana, please.
All right. Now, did you think it was going to be probably easy moving from Turkey to UK and then to Canada as a permanent resident? Because you studied in Turkey. I don't know if there are opportunities of permanent residency for international students. Is that opportunity there for Turkey?
No, there's no opportunity.
So did you have the shot in the UK? Could you have taken that shot in the UK as well in terms of going for the PR in the UK?
Yeah, I could. But in the UK, you have to get a certificate of sponsorship. You have to look for a company that is willing to sponsor you. And if they do, you work with them for 5 years before you get your indefinite leave to remain, which is the permanent, which is equivalent to the Canada's permanent residency. So then after getting that, you have a year to get the citizenship. But that's a very long route, having to wait a whole 6 years. And I think they want to turn it to 10 years. So that's a very, very long route. So I didn't want to take that. Okay.
All right. There are probably people watching right now who may be in your shoes or similar situation. I've had people who also reach out and say, you know what, I want to jack back, or I want to check out Canada, or maybe other countries, or maybe Australia, but my spouse is not ready for the move. My spouse is okay back home, and I'm not sure if I should go with the case or leave the case behind. Was that a tough decision to make as a married woman with a child? Was that a difficult decision for you and your husband to make in terms of checking out Canada? Me even going first to go and check out if there is milk and honey here? Probably not now. Was that a difficult decision to make as a family?
Yeah, it is. It was. Because I have a child and it's less than 3.
Mm-hmm.
And, parenting is a whole lot. So having to do that alone in a new country, it was a very, very tough decision. But sometimes we make sacrifices. Just that to compromise, just to make sacrifice. Okay, just let's go. This is for the best.
Okay. So if somebody is watching you right now what would you say they should probably look out for? Are there compromises to make? What advice would you give to somebody? Maybe a woman in your shoes, maybe somewhere in Africa who wants to jackpot or maybe explore as well, just like you. But what would you advise them to do in order to come to?
I don't know what I don't know. You know, we are different, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I mean, they need to like weigh the pros and the cons. They need to like the benefits they'll get, you know, and the long time benefit. So, I just believe they should make the right decision when it comes to their family setting, you know.
Okay. All right. Okay. Childcare definitely going to be tough here. You are here alone, going to school with a child. I wish you all the best. I don't know how you do it, but just wish you the best. Yeah.
I'll do it with God by my side.
Amen. Amen. Dr. Harris, you played a role. Bad influence, bad peer pressure. The woman was loving UK and Turkey, and then now she's in Canada now. You worked with her at some point. How was it like working with her?
Well, I've known the family for quite some time, and before coming here, like I said, I've been practicing in Europe for studying abroad. I also assisted the husband as well to move before the wife. And when he reached out to me that they're looking at moving to the UK, I was like, okay, why? Because you already have a master's, right? We could just do that directly from Turkey. So I said, okay, let's look at the PR process. I said, oh, they need to move next. Okay, fine. You've done the visa, that's fine, but let's start the process. Because ultimately, like she mentioned, Canada is the goal. So I said, okay, can she take the exam first while we look at the West process? She took the exam the first time and she made a very good result. I was like, you see, let's hope. Let's go in. And of course, the girls became the system in Canada. You just think everything will work like this, but you just have to be patient. And one day I called her that got expressed of interest from Ontario. The husband said, well,
Your voice.
Your sound is kind of kicking in and out.
Okay, so I said one day I reached out, like you mentioned, we've got Ontario calling us. The husband is a very good business guy. He's established a company in Turkey and UK and said, oh, we're already getting ourselves here adjusted to the UK system. I was like, yeah, but on what papers, right? He explained. I said, okay, that's fine, but still, we're here, right? Should I reject, ignore, or should we accept? He said, why not? Go ahead. I said, okay, you don't have to come now. Your business is going on very well. Things are moving fine. Let them come at least, get settled in, and much later. And I'll use this opportunity to reach out to a lot of people because I've had a lot of client or people reaching out to me that, oh, my husband has not stayed 2 months in Canada but has PR. I said, okay, good mistake you make. If you know that you have no intention to stay, let the family come first, be on a visitor's visa. Whenever you're ready, a family sponsorship process can be done and you come in when you're done. So I said that we can do that anytime. You can always visit Canada, spend some time with your family. Whenever you think that it's time to move to Canada, we can look at the family sponsorship process for you. And say, okay, that's fine. And when everything got settled and we decided they moved in, and currently we're looking at the visitor's visa for him to come visit them soon. And yeah, so basically I would say that it wasn't difficult working with them, but it was really time consuming. They were very patient. At some point, the husband would call me and say, Harrison, you see, I said, let's not do this again. You said, we should go ahead. It's 6 months. We've not heard from them. Harrison, I've told you. I said, don't worry, it will come. Just wait. And the most challenging part was after the PR was approved, it took about almost 3 months to get the ready for visa later. We had to keep sending emails. We'll just sending web forms like, now you've approved the PR. Everything is completed. Why are we still waiting for this email? The husband said again, you see, they don't want them to come. They don't want them to come. No, it's not like that. It will come. It came, and yeah, we're here today, right? I just want to thank God because they're very patient. And one thing I tell people is that with Canada, when it comes to PRO, if you know the word patient is a virtue, this is when you need it. Sometimes it could be very fast. I've had a client within 20 days. The next day, they got the email and they're planning to come. Sometimes it could take a year or 2 years. Sometimes it could be 6 months, right? But their own case, we started 2023 and she came in 2025. So it's a 2 years process. I think so you can imagine the time it took, but the end thereof is fullness of joy, right? So definitely the end goal is they are here and they are with us, right? So we thank God for it, and we thank God for them for being very patient and trusting us throughout the process. Yeah.
All right. You talked about how long it took to get that final email. PR has been approved. That final email that you get, and then
Golden email.
yeah, that golden one, and then it wasn't coming for 3 months, and then you were everybody's agitated, everybody's just waiting, and you're thinking, wow, is this thing even going to work or what? Whatever. I think it wasn't just peculiar to her. I've seen a bunch of people who are in the same situation. They've basically had their PR approvals, and then they are just waiting for that last bit of email where they can just embark on their travel, and it's not coming since December, right? So if you're watching this video and you're in that situation, please do not give up. Yeah, just have your patience, and then keep waiting. It will surely come at the right time. All right. You talked about how she also aced the language test on the first attempt. Let's talk about that. Which language test did you do, madam? Was it
I did the
IELTS?
Yes.
Which one did you do?
The IELTS, yes.
Okay, so you did the general, IELTS general, and then he said you passed on the first attempt. Do you want to talk about your grades? Do you remember them at all? Or you forgot?
Yeah, I had for my reading, I had a 9. For listening, I had 8.5. And for the writing and the speaking, I had a 7.7.
That's an impressive score. Yeah. And when you're talking about 8.5 for listening, I was just looking at my own self. When I was doing my own application some time back, I had 6.5 for listening. I almost failed that one. That thing almost failed me. But yeah, God was good. That was a minimum score I needed. And then I didn't practice, to be honest with you. I didn't practice. I didn't study. I just went in, did my exams, and then, luckily I got just a minimum. So yeah, for anybody who is watching, it's doable. How much preparation did you put into that language test?
To be honest, I think it was just a week, because I just had my baby. So, and it was like, you have to do your English exam. I was like, I just had a baby. Now you guys won't even let me rest. Which one is English exam again? So I had like a week to prepare.
So the preparation was what, that intensive, aggressive preparation?
To be honest, my husband was like, you know what, this exam, even if you have to like do it 10 times, don't worry. So me going to the exam, it was just okay, let me just go and see what this exam is all about. It's not about getting high score, or so I just did it. I didn't even so it's very, very easy. It's basic English. So that's just it.
All right. If you have the faith of Z, you can approach it the same way. But if you know you are somebody who read. Make sure you read and read. Some people need 2 months of preparation. So please, don't say you are going to say for 1 week.
Don't be like me.
Especially if you're a Manchester United fan. There is a game going. Make sure you study for the game. All right. So repeat that score again for me, if you don't mind.
The listening, I had 8.5. Reading, I had a 9. Writing 7. Speaking 7.
So 7, 8.5, 9. Beautiful. All right, and the one you needed the best score was your listening, and listening gave you the 8.5, which is really, really good, right? I think that there is a score for it, 8.777 or something like that. Just did that.
8.777. Yes, 8 in listening, then 7 in the rest.
Beautiful. And at the time you applied for the PR, how old were you?
I was 29.
So you also got some really good points for your age.
Yeah, but I was turning 30 in like 2 months. So luckily.
So wait, when you say luckily, did you get an invitation before you turned 30?
Yeah.
Or you came after?
I got my notification of interest from Ontario came at 29. So even if I had clocked 30, I think there wouldn't be any problem because I had 200 points anyways.
You're right. Yeah, the age really played a role because without that age, you would have lost a lot of points too, right? Yeah. So Express Entry is one of the popular ways of migrating or obtaining permanent resident status in Canada. And the good news is that it's open to anybody from any part of the world so long as you meet the basic eligibility criteria, such as what? A high level of education, if you have up to tertiary level of education. And Doc, you can just basically summarize that for me. You are here.
Okay, so basically, there's a 6-factor consideration here, right? So I tell people your age, as mentioned by Shoko. Once you're 30 any point you add up, you lose 5 points. And your education, the higher you get, the better. Now, I tell people that you'll be surprised. Those that have national diploma and higher national diploma, they are standing better than those that have bachelor's degree.
I beg, say that one again and repeat it.
So those that have national diploma and higher national diploma, you have a better chance than someone that has a bachelor's degree, because then it will be assessed as 2 or more degrees, right? So, but then with the system right now, you need up to a master's or PhD to stand a better chance, right? But doesn't mean that
changed. Yeah,
because things have changed. So the higher you go, the better. PhD has the highest point, followed by master's degree. And if you have a bachelor's in law or LLB, it's assessed as a master's degree. If you have a medicine degree, it assessed as a master's degree, also pharmacy degree as well. So you don't need a master's program to be equivalent to a master's degree holder. Now we talk about the work experience, right? 3 years and more is good. It doesn't mean that if you're 2 years, it's not good. But then I always tell people you can be 1 year work experience, good age, but there's a 67 out of 100 calculation point for the express entry process. If you can meet it, even though you have a good score, a good age, and the work experience is just 1 year, you cannot create a profile still. So 2 years work experience is ideal unless you have that work experience in Canada as a Canadian experience class. Or if you have a 1 year work experience, a master's degree, that could help you get there to create the profile. So now we go to adaptability. Adaptability being that you have a family member in Canada, or you've studied in Canada, or you've worked in Canada. And the next, we'll talk about the language test. And if you are familiar, we have the French and the English. So the CELPIP, the IELTS, the TEF, and the TCF. We have more now. We have this P something that just came up. I can't recall it. Yeah. PTE that just came up as well. So French, if you have 2 languages, that means you have the English exam and you have the French exam, you have additional 75 points. So that will help you. So currently you can see that Canada, the government is focusing on increasing those that speak bilingual or French language in provinces other than Quebec. So if you can do the French, take some time, study for the French, even though that I would love to have introduced someone we did for the person, a bachelor's degree holder, just 2 years work experience. So when she came in, she was like, she wants to come study. And I said, you're from Guinea Conakry? She said, yes. You speak French? I suppose said, yes. Can you take the TF exam? I said, for what? I said, don't worry, take the exam first. I'll tell you for what you need it for. She took the exam, she passed it. I said, now let me explain why I said she take the exam. I explained we created the profile. She was at 400. The next day they called her. She's in Canada right now as a permanent resident, being a student.
The next day she was invited just because she took the French.
So she's in Canada right now. Other than being a student, she's in Canada as a permanent resident, and she's so happy. She didn't even understand what a permanent resident is all about. She wanted to go to Montreal. But I said, you have French language. You can speak and understand French at a high level because she's really good with that. I said, why not? Try it, just as you mentioned, right? Because we try to advise based on the best interest of the client rather than coming to pay fees. If you have some advantage, let's look at that as well. So that's what we did for the lady. And of course, she had the French. She didn't bother doing the English for 75 points. She was just at 400. And of course, there are sometimes you see draws going below 300 for French score, and they called her. So now if you have a French, if you understand French, an advantage. If you understand English and you can do both of them, of course, you stand to gain additional 75 points, right? Or before it was 50 points, they've increased it. So why I want to stress on the French, right? Currently, if you've seen what is going on, the express entry is category-based system now. We have the healthcare, we have the STEM, we have the education, which was recently added. Transportation has been removed, agriculture, and we have the French language and trade, right? The French, if you check the stats, the way the draws have been done so far, French has been more prevalent compared to the rest. It's more frequent. And if you can study for French, take 6 months and do it, you stand a better chance, right? Now, it doesn't matter if you are working as well, your NOC is it's required, but it doesn't matter your occupation, right? The language test is what is required. So, in a nutshell, your age, your education, your work experience, the language test, and of course, adaptability to Canada will help you stand a good chance coming to Canada through the express entry. Yeah.
Wow. You heard Doc mention French. I've talked about French over and over ago on my channel. I hope that is something that is just reminding you to take it a bit serious. The lady from Guinea, who came in as a student, and you have to kind of remind her that she could take advantage of her Francophone background to get a permanent resident, and she got it before even finishing school.
No, she didn't even come to Canada as a student, right?
Wait, she didn't even come to Canada as a student?
I think I can even invite her to come talk, right?
Yeah,
so
let's talk to her.
I'll talk to her to come on. So she was in Turkey as well.
She finished. Turkey?
Yeah, she finished. She's very good with languages. She could speak Turkish language and all that. So she finished, and her spouse reached out that, they've been trying to get her to Canada, that I should look for a scholarship in any school in Montreal, because if you know those from Guinea-Conakry, they like to go to Quebec, right? Because that's the
even Cameroon too, they like to go.
Yeah, so that's a community that will accept them easily. So I said, okay, she's from this place. She speaks French at high level. She said she's very good. That the husband said she even taught him how to speak, how to communicate in French. I said, okay, she's good then. Okay, I said, I'm going to introduce her to 2 exams. I want her to try one of it. And this is the material. So what I normally do, like I did for her as well, if you're my client, I just share resources that I believe that you can use to study for these exams and would help you. So I did share with this Z as well. I shared with her. I said, can you look at those resources? Do you think that if you practice within the next 3 weeks, you'll be good? She said she just needs 2 weeks. I said, are you sure you've never done any of this exam before? I said, she can do it. And she tried it the very first time, and that was it. I was like, you really surprised me. And I created the profile. She was just standing at 400. Now she has a bachelor's degree. Now, I'll tell you something. She has a 2 years working experience. Part of the working experience was why she was studying her bachelor's degree. Right? We had some challenges, but we were able to skate through, right? Because the officer wanted to be sure that everything was clear, legit. We proved everything and fine. So we claimed those points while she was studying and also when she graduated. And that gives her opportunity to meet the 67 out of 100 to create a profile. And when she got the PRO, she didn't understand what was it. I said, you need to be, I had to explain a lot. I know when you talk about Canada from that side, it's all about coming as a student. But there's a permanent resident process that you guys don't know so much about. And I'm telling you, a lot of people from Guinea-Conakry don't know about it. So I said, okay, now that we have created a profile, I sent several links to study about SPSN 3. I also walked her through the whole process. I spoke to the spouse as well. I was like, okay, now let's wait and see what happens. And here we go. The draw came in February, and I was like, I told you, they've called you. So this is called ITA, invitation to apply. What are the next steps? We need to submit a strong application. And we did. We got request letter, tried to just check the work experience and all that. And we're able to respond and make sure everything is in order. And after a while, she got approval. And she actually moved to Calgary. She said she wants to stay close to me.
Close to you.
Yeah. So she moved because she just. So the husband is not here as well. He's a professional footballer in Europe. So this plan is coming now. We've applied for a spousal family sponsorship because he just finished his contract. So the point here is that she took a chance, thinking she will come and study afterward, go through the whole process of PR. Maybe when she's in Canada, she probably will listen to people saying, "Oh, permanent resident," right? But she came in as a student rather than coming in as we have a whole lot. I have another guy, doctor. It was approved in 20 days. He wanted to come in as well. I walked him through the PR process. Ontario nominated him, and he's coming as a permanent resident rather than coming as a student as well. So, So
if you want to hear more of such stories, real life stories, please comment and let me know if you want us to be doing more and more of this. I believe some of these stories are necessary. Yeah. You're probably watching right now from UK, from another country, maybe you're Ghanaian, Nigerian, South African, or Zimbabwe living in UK, and you probably didn't even think it's possible. See, this lady, she came as a business intelligent analyst, right? And she didn't have to apply for a visa to come visit Canada. She came straight as a permanent resident. But there are also many people who don't even know they have the requisite work experience, level of education, age, whatever other factors to apply for it because they just don't know. All right. So I'm hoping these videos can educate you. You also saw how Madam Z didn't come straight to Canada. It doesn't mean you shouldn't also come straight to Canada. But she had to go through Turkey first because she has a spouse in Cyprus at that time. Right. And then from there, she even decided to go to Europe. Canada was still not in the picture. And then at some point, Canada came into the picture. So there are people who have to do all of that detour before eventually coming in. But what we are seeing here is that Turkey is featuring a lot. And Cyprus is also featuring. You see, you remember the Guinea woman as well? Turkey.
Yeah.
We got to investigate and find out what Turkey. Dr. Harrison have anything to do with Turkey? Were you involved with this woman going to Turkey as well? And
Yes,
at some point.
Yes, I finished my postgraduate there. I studied there, so I worked there for quite some time.
In Turkey.
Cyprus actually,
Cyprus,
but yeah, so I was always going to Turkey. So I studied and worked there for quite some time. And while I've been an educational counselor right from the get-go with the school. So people come to me to talk about how they can come study. So basically, I've been advising a lot of them. Okay, you can do this program. So I've worked with people going to all sort of parts of Europe, right? Germany, Poland, and all that. So I was like, okay, that is why I have a whole lot of people from Turkey, because now they're reaching back that, okay, now that we want to come to Canada, right? So what next? Right. So that is how I got to. So I did for her husband, I did for her to go to Turkey. And this lady as well as coming, I did not do her process to Turkey, but I kind of know the husband.
Okay.
During the process, my time in Turkey to finalize my medical for permanent residence and all that, I met her. And yeah, so we get to know ourselves then, and we got to know ourselves at that time, and I had to, just advise them, because the husband just called once in a while. I said, Harry, we need to leave this place. It's becoming very difficult. If you're aware with the situation in Turkey, the currency became something else, very bad, and people unable to survive there because it's now very expensive. So yeah, they needed to leave and all. So I said, okay, that's fine. Let's look at the opportunity out there. So the French one is really personal to me because you're looking for scholarship. I was like, I would try my possible best because she had a very good grade, the best accounting student at that time, the lady. So I was like, okay, and she's very good with audit and all that. She just got a job 2 weeks after coming to Canada as an auditor, right? So she's doing very well as well here in Canada. So, and so I said, okay, let's see what we can do, and we'll work with them. And yeah, so we're happy to do more of that actually. So one thing I do once I speak to clients, I don't just talk to you because you want to come and study. That is why I say book a consultation. So when I walk through your profile, I'm listening to every details, right? So some people will come, oh, I'm a medical doctor. I've been practicing for 10 years. I need my spouse to come study. Okay. Now we're talking about your spouse. How about you as a medical doctor? There's something we can look at here. The healthcare, we're looking for you in Canada. Why can't we explore that? Some people say, okay, can we do both of them? That's fine. While we're working with to bring your family here, we're trying to see how you can come in as a family. So whichever comes first, we're okay with it. And it's something we do. And I tell people that when I speak with you, if I have the time, of course, I don't just want to, get you here by all means. I don't do that. We look at the best interest of our client first. How can we work with you to get you here the right way, always, right? And that is something we've done so far for a lot of people. I can tell you that if I start bringing them here, there's one that calls me daddy. He's way older than me but when he calls me and say, Harry, I want to give up on studying, I say, are you sure? Talking to your father right now. So you need to focus and get your degree, right? We still talk, right? It's been like a lot of people that knew me 5 years ago, 10 years, still call for advice or about the application. I should talk to them, right? Those one that probably will come tomorrow is very funny as well. You'll see. He's studying something a bit technical and he's challenged about it. I will walk him through, just talk to him. He's not paying me for that, just to get him to understand that if you finish this program, you have a better chance at having a good job, at being more impactful. And he's challenged, but once I just call him to know that I'm here, and just to let him know why he started the whole process in the first place, and not to give up, because like what that lady said yesterday, I will give up, fuck up, right? So you can give up. So that's just it though. We'll try our very best in our consulting firm to work with people. For her, when she mentioned she wanted to about the school, I said, okay, why not? I have a partner school that they help people to do the whole admission. They'll do the grant process for you. You don't need to pay with your money. Of course, you can take a loan, of course, and they'll give you a grant. And she said, okay, she want to give it a try. She applied, and they give her the grant. She's going to pay some money, of course, student loan grant, but then that could get her going while the spouse is working to join them in the future. So yeah, so that is what we do. We go beyond just having you as a client or charging you that fee that you think that we're after. We're not like that. Yeah. Thanks.
Got you. Final moments here. I'm coming to Z. I'm coming to you for the final words. If you're watching this video, this is not a video telling you to leave UK, Cyprus, Turkey to come to Canada, right? There are bases for making decision. Z made a choice with a husband because of something. They know why. Your reason for Jackpot or your reason for coming to even study, if it's not a Jackpot, is different. So make sure you do your own. Do all your research and make sure you're making the right decision. We're only sharing people's story with you. So don't go make a decision just based on a single video you watch. All right. You know your life better. Z, Canada versus UK, Canada versus Turkey. Can you briefly just give us comparison from your own perspective? I know your perspective is not other people's experience, but tell us, what's the key difference? I've never been to Turkey. What's the difference like? Yeah.
Turkey is good. It's like cost of living is cheap, but there's language barrier. So getting a job in Turkey is kind of difficult. You need to learn their language before you can get jobs. So that's for Turkey. But it's a very, very good country. Then the UK. You have lots of jobs in the UK. Get to meet people from your country, from various parts of the world. Cost of living is high. Yeah, it is high. What else? Weather is not that good because we get like 10 months of winter and maybe like 2 months of summer. Even the summer itself still comes with minus something degree, Then Canada, I really can't say much for Canada because I just moved here 2 weeks ago. But cost of living is almost the same with the UK. Since I think groceries are a little bit expensive here in Canada compared to the UK. I've seen people say there are no jobs in Canada. I believe I'll get a job. That's the only belief. So that's just it. So yeah, I can't say much about Canada because I just moved here.
All right. Okay. So somebody's watching right now, probably based in Nigeria, based in Uganda, based in Botswana. Maybe they have your experience, they have your education. Maybe they are also young, not too old, right? Maybe early 30s or maybe under 30s, and they want to find out whether it's still a good time to apply for a PR to land in Canada as a permanent resident. That's something you say they should look into.
In Nigeria, it's a good thing, though. Just plan it because Nigeria is just people are living like there's not. To me, I don't know. There's nothing in that country anymore. So if you have the opportunity to relocate, just do it for yourself. Do it for your kids, for your family members. Coming to Canada as a PR, there is the sibling point. So you get to like help your siblings. They get once they want to apply for the PR, they get points for having a sibling in Canada. So if you're in Nigeria, Uganda, Ghana, anywhere, please consider the PR route. And if it is the study route, consider it. There are good opportunities here in the country compared to Africa. So
okay, all right.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Z, for sharing your story. There was
for having
I was privileged to connect with an African lady recently. Lived in the US for a couple of years, did all her studies there, including even masters, medicine and all of that. And she was hoping to get her papers, including like a green card to stay in the US and work. But things were not coming for us, right? Things were not that easy. So she said she decided to just check out our permanent residence program through the Express Entry. And then she tried it, and lo and behold, she was approved. She got it, right? Good news is that she can just still work in the US and still be, US and Canada, we are neighbors, right? So you can, just like the way people do it in Sweden and you can, from Malmo, you can just go to the other side, Denmark, you can cross and then come back and work and stuff like that. So interesting. I also spoke with another gentleman in the US with a PhD, now going to go through a lengthy process of what H1B, blah, blah, blah. I said, but with your work experience with this, you can also apply for this. He said, really? I said, yes, you can do that. There are people in the US who have difficulty getting their papers who eventually will get theirs in Canada. And good thing is that you can decide to still come in and work here, and then, whichever way it is. Hey, all I'm saying is that just do your research, okay? Don't just listen to what you're hearing us say. Just do your research and see what is out there for you as well. All right. Thanks so much for checking us out today. Tomorrow, we are coming your way with another live interview, 12 p.m. Eastern Time. And it's going to continue again on Friday, another live interview. You don't want to miss. If you haven't turned on your notification, or if you haven't subscribed, you really want to do that. Keep those notifications on so that when I go live, you can see. Don't forget to smash the like button before you check out of here. Thanks so much for being with us today. Z, thanks for coming. Dr. Harris,
Thank you for having me.
All right. Thank you so much, guys. All right. Bye.